Hey, it's Corey Beasley from Fight Camp Conditioning. I'm going to share a handful of the ab exercises I've been using a lot with my fighters here in the garage. Alright, this first exercise is utilizing the power wheel by Lifeline. It was developed by John Hines. You guys might have the little smaller wheel, which is fine. The concepts are exactly the same. But all we're going to basically do is just get set up. Knees on the floor. You're going to pull your heels up off the floor, and all you're going to do is tighten up the stomach and extend out as far as you can. And basically all you're looking for is just that you're maintaining the tightness and integrity throughout your core and your spine as you're rolling out. Okay? If you go out too far and you're not able to pull it back, or you go out too far and then you're feeling your lower back, your stomach's not able to hold it. So all we're trying to do is really just to get that stomach to fire. So only go out what you're comfortable with. If you want, you can use a block or a wall so that it stops the wheel right as far as you want to go, so you're not getting lost and going too far and getting injured. But it's a killer drill, anti-extension drill, to really just tighten up and solidify that front side of your core. Alright, this next drill is one of my favorites. We learned this one from John Brookfield, and it's basically utilizing these big pickle barrels that we have behind us. And each one of these barrels right now, we have them loaded up 400 pounds a piece with sand. You can also use water for a little bit different result, but right now we just got them big and heavy, and we're basically just going to stand in a good athletic position and push and pull simultaneously. And it is one of the absolute coolest core drills, if that's what you want to call it. But you're on your 2 feet, not allowing your hips to shift while simultaneously pushing and pulling those barrels, and whew, this one's brutal. Alright, this next one is another one of my favorites for that anti-lateral flexion, moving side to side. But basically all we're going to do is we're going to pick up one kettlebell and hold our ground without leaning or shifting our weight side to side. It's just basically a suitcase carry. Very, very simple, but it just goes something like this. You're going to pick the kettlebell up, set it to one side, but avoiding, shifting over to one side. I want you to be able to hold your ground, and just standing, number one, we can march in place, or once you get good, you can walk forward and backward for distance to challenge that core and keep the stability throughout. But that suitcase carry is another really simple one, and we'll typically use that towards the end of the workout to tax the boys. And you not only get a little bit of grip, but you're also challenging that midsection too. This last one, we're going to use one of Josh Hankins' ultimate sandbags, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to go in a push-up position and then laterally pull and drag that bag side to side, again without allowing that your hips and your spine and your legs and stuff to shift as you pull. And we're going to pull real slow to one side, slow back to the other side. You might have seen a lot of people utilizing a kettlebell for this, or maybe a dumbbell, but I use the sandbags just because there's a little bit more friction on the ground with that sandbag dragging, and I like to have that heavy load or that drag, that friction going across. And the one thing to be conscious of as you do this, doing it on turf will be the bag slides a bit easier. You go on the rubber floor and that bag slides a little bit slower. It's a lot tougher. So just be conscious of the surface that you're using, and then adjust the loads accordingly. So guys, there you have it. There's a handful of the core exercises we've been using here in the garage over the last few weeks. And typically what we'll do is we'll use each of them for about 3 to 6 weeks, get everybody accustomed where they're strong, they're comfortable with that movement, and then we can always have regressions and progressions to make it harder or easier depending on what we're trying to do there. So if you guys want more information on the core training that we've been doing, you can definitely click the link down below. And we got a PDF infographic that you guys can download that kind of gives you a good outline on all the core training that we're using here in the garage.